Hello guys, it is not full time, it is the day after. Full time at the Hawthorns, West Brom 0, Arsenal 6. The reason there was no video in the immediate aftermath of the game is simply that I was there. So therefore I was unable to do a video either in the ground or on my way back. I was in a car, it was very dark, it wasn't convenient. But I thought I'd still share my thoughts on the game in the evening nonetheless. It was fantastic to be in the away end. It's actually quite a long time since I've been in the away end for an Arsenal game. Often I'm working, I'm in the press box, or I don't have the credits to get the away tickets. But West Brom was an exception. You didn't need the credits, and therefore I was able to get there. The atmosphere was brilliant. There was a bit of gallows humour early on, as you would expect of a team who's lost their opening two games. But once the first goal went in and Arsenal began to turn on the style a little bit, it just was a real party atmosphere and fantastic to be part of. I mean, I think in this season, maybe a bit like last season, a bit like the one before, we're going to have to take the positives where they come. We're going to have to embrace the good things when they come around. And last night was one of those. Yes, this was West Brom's second strength team. They made 11 changes. Yes, it's the Carabao Cup, but it was fun. It was fun for us who were there. I'm sure it was fun for people who were at home watching on TV too. There was a great rapport between the players and the supporters. So I think we've got to be happy with that. I'm going to quickly run through the team and sort of share my thoughts on them. In goal, Aaron Ramsdale had a really strong debut, made 4 good saves, looked tidy on the ball. The fans absolutely loved him. I think he's helped by the fact that with Aaron Ramsey having been a predecessor of his at Arsenal, there are some ready-to-go chants for him. But yeah, they really took him to heart, gave him a fantastic welcome. And I think it's interesting how quickly opinion on him has shifted. I think I said this on the Ask Us many times, but I do think there was a sort of unnecessary degree of hysteria around his signing. I think he's much better goalkeeper than he's been given credit, and he seems like a pretty decent human being too. So let's hope he goes from strength to strength. I don't think he's going to push Bernd Leno out now or anytime particularly soon, but if Leno's form dips, he'll be waiting in the wings. In defence, at right back, we had Callum Chambers, Rob Holding. Callum Chambers, I think, was okay, but right back still looks like a problem position in this squad. You know, Arteta said in his press conference today, Maitland-Niles, Chambers, Cedric, Bellerin, they all offer us different things in that position. There isn't really someone who offers us everything in that position, though, and I do think the club will be trying to fix that between now and the end of the transfer window. Centre-half, Holding and Kolasinac, not the most assured partnership, but not the biggest test for them. So they did okay. Both, I think, picked up bookings for slightly clumsy challenges, but fortunately never got more serious than that. At left back, Nuno Tavares, I think he looks like a really intriguing prospect. He's raw, certainly, but physically he has all the tools you'd want in a Premier League player. Great athlete, great engine, good attitude, you know, aggressive. I like him. He looks like a kind of proto-Premier League player. Could be a bit tidier, sure, but that could come with time. His defensive positioning as well will come with time. He was playing really high yesterday, pushing on like Kieran Tierney does, almost as a wing back. He's a promising signing. I'm interested to see more from him. In midfield, Mohamed El-Neni was alongside Granit Xhaka. I will say this for Granit Xhaka, in that first 20 minutes or so when Arsenal were struggling, looked a bit nervy, weren't keeping the ball great, he is always the player who drops in and is willing to take the ball under pressure, literally pointing at his feet to the goalkeeper, to the centre halves. He's flawed. He doesn't turn brilliantly. Sometimes his willingness to take the ball means he takes it in positions which aren't the best. There'll always be errors associated with his game, but you can't fault his character. I do think the bravery he shows to take possession on. I mean, we were behind a goal, so you saw it particularly closely. It is commendable. Mohamed El-Neni had a steady game. I mean, he is what he is now. I think we all know what we're going to get from Mohamed El-Neni, and I think that's fine. I think if you've got other superior options, I'm talking about Lokonga, I'm talking about Thomas Partey, then Elneny just becomes a useful body in the squad, and I really think that's kind of all we can expect from him. Ahead of that, things got really interesting. Bukayo Saka played off the left-hand side, but actually played substantially in field from there. It seems that's going to be his position this season, certainly on the way he's been used so far. I don't know, though. I've got a hunch he'll end up back on that right-hand side and Pepe will drop to the bench. We'll have to see how that plays out now that we've got Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Saka all available. But Saka had a really good game, grew into it, stayed on the full 90 minutes, which must have been predetermined, must have been pre-planned. I was surprised by it, but maybe they just feel he needs that, having come back to training slightly late. His acceleration, his ability to separate from his man, he had the finishing touch as well in this game, involved in most of the good things we did. Really encouraging to see him coming back to something like his best. I think Pepe on the other flank, he looked like a killer. He looked like a striker. Should have probably left with another couple of goals. Could have had the hat-trick himself rather than Aubameyang. Hit the woodwork twice. When he plays on that last shoulder, and look, admittedly, it was against a very high West Brom line, his pace, his movement, his finishing ability makes him so dangerous. And in Martin Odegaard, and last night it turned out Mohamed Elneny, we've got at least one player who is capable of playing him in there. So I was encouraged by what I saw from Pepe. Odegaard, I just think knitted things together. You know, what you saw from Arsenal was them being able to pass the ball up the centre of the pitch. From Ramsdale to the centre halves to Elneny. They were all finding passes through the middle of the pitch. And I think a lot of that is down to Odegaard. His ability to make himself available for the ball, to be able to turn as soon as he receives it. Some delightful touches, wonderful assists for Saka. Again, let's not forget this competition, but I think this was really positive from Odegaard, and I think he'll probably start against Manchester City off the back of this. And then Aubameyang. Well, the crowds are back, and it looks like Aubameyang's back. He was fantastic. The finish on that third goal, it was a sign of a man who's really returning to confidence. And I'm optimistic that we are going to see a better season from him. He's got 3 goals to his name already. Not a bad start. Hopefully that gives him confidence to push on and score more goals. I just feel that if Arsenal are going to have a good season, it's going to be contingent on Aubameyang delivering. All in all, a really positive night. Ainsley Maitland-Niles came on and did well in central midfield, no less. I'm trying to think who else. Martinelli. There was one other change. You'll be screaming at home. Lacazette, who actually played as a kind of inside left at first, which I found really interesting. You know, we kept Aubameyang as the furthest man forward. Made sense against that high line, I guess. We all needed this. We needed this result. We needed this performance. We needed some goals. We needed something to be happy about. So I'm delighted we got it. Saturday could be a tough day. But at least we go there with morale a little bit boosted, confidence a little bit restored, and I think it will just make the mood during that international break that little bit brighter. I'll speak to you on Saturday. Bye-bye for now.